Dosto, most of you are going for the service selection board interview. Some of you would have already gone, some are planning to go, and some will go in future. एंड आप सबको एसएसबी का प्रोसीजर पता है कि पहले दिन स्टेज वन होता है इंटेलिजेंस टेस्ट पीपीएनडीटी. If you get recommended from the stage one, you go through the main SSB, which consists of the psychological test, GTO, personal interview, and the final board conference. If you get recommended, go for the medicals, and subsequently, if you get more merit, you go for the training. So procedure sabko pata hai. But then you also know the clearance through the SSB is very, very low, 3.6% overall for all entries, average. And we also know that SSB is a personality based selection. Everybody says, including me, and I also say one more thing, that SSB is a subset of life. That is, if you are good in life, you will be good in SSB. If you are not so good in life, you cannot act as if you have it in you in the SSB. It is like, अगर आपको जीवन में तैरना आता तो SSB में तैर लोगे, जीवन में तैरना नहीं आता तो SSB में नहीं तैर पाओगे. So this is very clear. SSB is a personality based selection. SSB is a subset of life. Now, through the AFOSOP videos, you would have also realized that there are 4 dimensions to our personality. The first is the L1, that is the physical quotient, L2, the intelligence quotient, L3, the emotional quotient, and L4, the value quotient. So these are the 4 dimensions of life. And very recently, 2-3 days back, I put a video on the value quotient. If you have not already seen that, see it. In fact, except for the physical dimension, there are multiple videos on all other levels, L2, L3, L4. So that is there. Now, we also understand that in the SSB, there are 15 officer-like qualities which are grouped under 4 factors as shown here. Factor 1, planning and organization, that connects to your L2, intelligence. Factor 3, that is factor social effectiveness, which corresponds to your L3, that is emotional quotient. And factor 4, social effectiveness, is also called the leadership factor. And factor 4, dynamic. There are various 15 OLQs, we all understand. Now the question is, if these are the 15 officer-like quality grouped under 4 factors and the 4 dimensions of life, physical, intellectual, emotional, and the value quotient, then we also understand that SSB carries out personality assessment. So it is different from academic test. इसके बारे में हमने बहुत बार बात किया हुआ है. Now personality assessment is done by the service selection board interview, 3 people. Mansa, Vacha, Karmana. So all those things we understand. They are looking for 2 types of congruence, intra-technique congruence and inter-technique congruence. All those things we are aware of that. Now, I will give you 2 more terms. So, first term is personality assessment, which is done by the SSB, 3 people. So, while you're going for the SSB interview, you have to prepare. And there are 2 ways to prepare. First is personality development. So develop your personality in all 4 domains: physical domain, intellectual domain, emotional domain, and the value domain. So that's personality development. You build up your personality and then prepare for the SSB testing tool. That is your GTO, psychological test, and interview. So when you perform in those tests, psychological test, GTO, and interview, with your developed self, when you develop yourself, you perform better. The second way is personality manipulation. So 3 terms: personality assessment, personality development, and personality manipulation. Now I am asking you, I want you to put your comment, okay, what is your approach to prepare for the SSB interview? Because how you prepare before going for the SSB will determine how do you perform during the SSB. And you get only 5 days to perform. And to those 5 days, for you to perform well, you must prepare well. And to prepare well, you must develop yourself. So 2 options to develop: personality development and personality manipulation. I want you to tell me what is the difference between personality assessment, personality development, and personality manipulation? Which approach is today adopted by the coaching centers across mostly? Is it the personality development approach or is it the personality manipulation approach? I, on my part, for the AFOSOP, I'm telling you, I take the second approach, personality development, and I employ a tool called self-management leadership. Earlier, it was a completely separate program itself. Now I merged with the SSB ka training and I call it composite batch. Now I want to know, when you go to any other coaching center which are most very popular, what methods are they employing to develop your personality? Do they talk about the four levels: physical, intellectual, emotional, and the value dimension? And if they have now started speaking, what are the tools they are using to develop it? And if they are not developing it, how they are preparing you for the SSB interview, which is a personality based selection without developing the personality and only putting you through the testing tools, that is psychological test, GTN interview. And then if there is a deficiency found during those tests, what methods are they employing to bridge it? Is it corrective measures or is it manipulative measures? जो आज नंबर 1 कोचिंग्स है उनका तरीका क्या है? How do they develop your intellectual level, your emotional level and your strength of character? We have a method. उसके बारे में आगे मैं बात करूंगा. आप जरूर इसके ऊपर कमेंट डालना, YouTube के ऊपर कमेंट डाल सकते हो और चाहिए तो 9090099035 इसके ऊपर भी आप मुझे WhatsApp पे ऊपर बता सकते हो. मैं जानना चाहता हूं जिस भी कोचिंग में जाते हैं, which method are they employing so that you get prepared for an interview which is a personality based selection, where SSB is a subset of life, that your personality has to be corrected in life so that you manifest in the SSB. क्या तरीका लेते हैं? What is the basis of your selecting a coaching center? How do you establish कि वो क्या करते हैं, कैसे करते हैं? मुझे इसके ऊपर जरूर कमेंट लिख के बताना. And based on your comment, I'll upload a video immediately once I get adequate responses. And then this will be a clear game changer for you in terms of understanding how you need to work or prepare for the SSB and how you are being manipulated by the so-called coaching centers. I am also subject to scrutiny, and I will welcome you to scrutinize me, and I'll establish that I follow number 2 and not serial number 3. So मुझे इसको जरूर कमेंट लिख के बताना, and we will have more discussion on this through video once I get adequate comment. Thank you and may God bless you. Thank you very much.